Hi guys, this is Joyani, scrapping in my own private Idaho, and today is the 4th day of Christy's Beautiful Life. And this lovely sketch is by Helen Ding, and I'm going to talk a little bit about how to make this design, because this strip that goes along here, you have to cut a certain way because it actually is a little bit longer than 12 by 12. So I'll show you the page that I did. So this is a 2-page layout, and what I did was I just flipped it to make the 2-page layout, and then I have it kind of chevroning in the front. So, and of course I've changed my pictures because my pictures are a little bit different, and I'll talk a little bit about that too. So to get this shape, I've gone ahead and glued all of this down, and you can see that I followed the sketch super closely, only mine is coming this way because I wanted it to meet in the middle so that I could make a 2-page layout. So this is actually my companion page, and I didn't have pictures, so I went ahead and added tags. This will be little pull-up tags that you can make, and I did make my little cricket my cricket title because I couldn't find one, and I thought this picture was so cute of the girls after the birthday. So this is all the same day they're playing. Some of them are getting a little cranky, and then at the end of the day, of course, they're too pooped to party. So I went ahead and I made this on a Design Space, and it was actually fairly easy now that we have this offset. So the blue is the offset. So once you have offset, the world is an easy place in Cricut land. So let's talk a little bit about, so I'm going to set this off to the side because all the elements that are here are also here. And I am going to add, this was from Paper Pumpkin. So a lot of times, so the paper that I'm using here is called Birthday Wishes from Stampin' Up. And a lot of times they will have a paper pumpkin that goes really well with a particular paper pack. And so I borrowed the stamp set from this, and it's just this little teeny tiny, I don't even know what you call it, burst. So I will add some bursts over here. I kind of lost it on my table, and I've been trying to video this for a while, so I thought I'm just going to go ahead and get started. But anyway, look at your, if you're a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, look at your little, I like the fact they have little teeny tiny things. I could do clusters and do all sorts of really fun things. They have a candle on here, so I use my Paper Pumpkin stamps for other things. So this is the birthday. This is called Birthday Wish. I want to show it in the catalog just because it gets to be a little confusing. So there's this fun, really fun blue paper, except for this blue paper, it does have a, well, let me show you. So to make the tags, I didn't have pictures, and I wanted to save my tags for another layout. So there are these little strips, and so I just took the strips and made tags out of them. So that's what I did with that. So because it is very, it gives you a feeling of tags. So let's talk about this strip and how to cut this strip. So this strip, to get this pattern paper to do what I wanted it to do, I needed a strip. I needed it to go from, I'll make sure that you can see this. I needed it to go from 1/2 inch from the bottom and 1.5 inches from the top. So what I did was, you will need a ruler, but you will need a ruler that is longer than 12 inches, and I'll show you why. So when I'm going to take all of this off here, and then we'll add it later. I did slightly sponge on my journaling, so I wanted to make sure, I knew I was going to take all this stuff off, and I tend to forget things. So what I did was I put my bursts, and I lightly sponged with mint, and I also did some pink sponges. I like white, but sometimes it's a little bit too stark for me. So if you look at this piece of paper, if I cut it across 12 by 12. See how it's too long? So when you set it at 1/2, so if you have a guillotine cutter, you can place it on your guillotine cutter and cut it this way. But what I did instead was I made myself a pattern. I used a paper that was more than 12 by 12. I put a sample and I went from 2 to 4 1/4, and I cut it. So I cut it this way, and then I went from 9 1/4 to 1 1/2, and I drew a line and I cut the paper. So it gave me this strip. But the cool thing about that is, so these are my leftover pieces. So if I wanted to make a companion page, I could make a companion page. See how this goes together? So if I wanted to make another 2-page layout, I could do something like this. And then that would give me a whole nother layout. It would be a little bit, you'd have to fussy a little bit on this one. And actually, if you did it this way, if you didn't have pattern paper, it might be easier to do it this way. But you could create another layout with the leftovers. If you see, and since we have pattern paper, see how fun that would be. So that would give you another, this would give you another layout. And actually, I like this so well, I'll probably do that. See, so how you can take those sheets that I had left over after I did my cut piece. I'm missing one right here, but it'd give you that same, it's going to give you that same look. So this, when you cut your paper like this, it's kind of like a twofer. So now that we've cut our paper, we're going to set this aside, and I'm going to keep this because wouldn't that be, that may make an appearance, especially since I'm doing my niece's baby album. That pink is perfect, so that is definitely going to be a layout. Okay, so in order to do this, you do have to fuss with it a little bit. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that this is lined up and my stripes are lined up, and I'm happy with it. So let's go ahead and bring this page back. Of course, if you do this as a one-page layout, you don't have to do any of this. I guess that's the beauty of doing one-page layouts. You don't have to make sure everything lines up. Okay, so I'm going to put this down here. And also, when I'm cutting this stripe, so I've cut this as a 12-inch stripe. A 12-inch stripe is not going to go all the way across. You're going to have a little gap poses. So we're going to strategically place this and put, you know, if you make a mistake, well, this isn't a mistake, but I always say if you make a mistake, it's an opportunity to embellish. So we're going to put a cute, wherever we split this, we're going to put something so that you will never know. Okay, so let's go ahead, and I am going to be a very light adherer until I'm sure that this is going to be a go. And because we're trying to match things up, we're gonna have to be a little bit fussy. And I'm going to run mine. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to run this because I want this to match. So I'm going to just I'm going to hear this down ever so lightly. And I tend to do things the hard way, so if you know of an easier way, you just let me know. So I'm placing this one at 11, and it's up at 1. Okay. And so we're going to do that. And it's not perfectly even. There might be a way to get it perfectly even, but I don't know what way that would be. So this is, I'm going to overlap this a little bit so that, because I want this, when it goes off, I want it to match perfectly. Even though when you have, I say I want to match perfectly, but the truth of the matter is you're going to have things in between. So we're going to take this and we're going to, oops, Can you see the top of my head? The top of my little cute white head. Okay, I'm going to put that right there. Okay, so now we're going to put this down here, and if all goes well and the creek don't rise, it will be right like that. That's pretty good. Like I said, remember you're going to have pages divide in between, so I think we're good with that. So we're going to go ahead and put that down, and I'm not going to tape this all the way down because I had to figure out where I'm going to piece this, because remember, I don't want it to be obvious. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing down here. Ooh, whoa, whoa, how did I get so, woo, that's got to come down here like this. Whoa, okay. Let's tape this back down here because that went bad quick. So it's like this. When I do these hard ones, it's like, ooh, I'm so brave to do this on the screen. Okay, so that goes there. And so this one, same thing. I'm just gonna do a real tight, I got to make sure that it's all, and like I said, and good thing, I always say I'm not a perfectionist, and it really is a good thing that I'm not a perfectionist, because it's hard to get these things to line up perfectly. I'm going to take this over, and I might have to monkey a little bit with the other one. If you can't get one to move, sometimes you have to do the other. So I'm going to do that right there. And I suppose another solution would be just don't put stripes. Don't make it so obvious that they're, okay. That one's really, really off, so we're going to have to move that one down a little bit. Okay, that's pretty good. That's as close as we are going to get it. Make sure it's lined up again. Yep. That is, whoops. Every time I move it, it seems to. Okay, so this one's going to have to come up a little bit. I did play around with this a little bit, and I've got another thing to do is I could put something right where it joins up, and then I wouldn't have to be quite as crazy about all of it. Okay, gotta line this up. Okay, and this is the hardest part. The rest, I promise, is super easy. And I am going to just put it like that, and I am not going to hyper focus on that too much. It is okay. All right. Okay. Good enough. Okay. So those are right there, and depending on how picky you are, and I'm going to have this come across like this. That is me, mine. I did mat my pictures. Okay, so let's go ahead and put our mat down. Oops, wow, I forgot. This is how crazy I am. This is supposed to be matted, so just go ahead and use your imagination, because that will be, I don't think I have that on there. This is going to be, that's so funny. I've been interrupted so many times today that I thought I had done that, but we're going to have that right there. I'm just going to put that lightly down because I'm going to mat this. So when you see the pictures, just know that that's going to be matted. So I made this little pocket. This is also a piece. I cut the balloons off, and the balloons are right there. And then because they're going to pull that out, we're going to put two-sided tape right there. It's going to go right there. Can't believe I did not. Well, I can. I'll just put this down. And we can slit our page protector. I'm not for sure which album this is going to go in, so I'm actually, yeah, I'm not going to do that right now. Okay, so, and my balloons go up here, like this, and I could pop dot them if I want to. So I'm going to put them right here where they're right in between the bursts. I'm going to put that right there. And here's my little before. If I had this to do over, I would do this on blue instead of green, but sometimes when you just think, at some point I gotta walk away from the page. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to see how this comes up like this, the balloon hides it. That's where I'm going to split this. So I am going to split this right here. Right here. So you won't see the seam. And I'm going to put it right here so it can continue off, because remember we have to have more than 12 inches. Oops, except for that is, okay, I'm going to put that right there. I'm hoping you can see me okay. I'm going to turn on this light so you can see me a little bit better. We've been having problems with our heat, and all of a sudden my room is like 100 degrees, and I tend to run a little cold these days. Okay, I'm going to trim that off. It's at an angle. I'm going to put my balloons back on here, and that's going to hide my little spot where I have my thing pieced. Okay, down here, okay, then I'm going to have, remember I don't have pictures, and they have these cute little, see how many pictures you could put on there? That's really cute. I wanted to keep that look, because when I do sketches, I try to keep the look of it, because it's kind of like when you make a recipe. I want to change a few things, like maybe I don't have potatoes, so I'll use turnips, but I don't want to add so much to changing it that it doesn't taste like what the person originally wanted. So I'm going to have this right here, and I love this blue, and these are just little strips of paper. I'll try to show them on the paper. So these were on, this paper pack comes with 12 sheets of paper. I say 12 sheets of paper. Some of them are foiled. 2 die cut. Well, let me just read it to you. So this is what I made the tags out of. See this right here? I had tag die cuts, and I just set them on the top, and that's what I made the die cuts out of. So those small strips. And this is the one I wish I would have used before. And I might switch that out if I can figure out how to switch that one out. That's going to change. So I'm going to go ahead, and I've got 2 little tags here. I'm going to put I think I will split this somewhere, and I'll put a flower. So if I put a flower right here, I'm going to go ahead and split it right here. I just need to have it split someplace where I can put something cute. And I actually, well, yeah, so I'm going to put this longer like this. So this is this, I hope you'll try this fun layout, and maybe I will post my leftover layout probably after March, because I'm kind of on a roll with Christy's Beautiful Life. We're supposed to do a layout, and of course I do 2-page layouts, so most days I'm supposed to be doing 2 pages a day, and y'all know I'm going to eventually get behind, right? So this is going to go right here off to the side like this. And this is going to be my journaling, and I'll talk about, see how they have matching toys. So we got them matching toys for their birthday, so that this one might be Rolita's birthday, and then the previous layout I did was of Ansley's, and so we swapped getting presents for them. So my question for you is, should I put the gold? I have these gold in the middle of their bursts. I have gold everywhere else. I kind of want to put it. So in the comments below, tell me, bling or no bling? Should I use bling or no bling? So I could put, and I'll probably fuss around with this a little bit more and put a few more clustering. The nice thing about this particular paper pack from Stampin' Up! Is there are so many fun embellishments. And I'm not a real embellishy person, but this one has actually been a lot of fun because it's very easy to add bling to this one. So this is my finished layout. I'll show you Miss Helen Ding's vision of this beautiful layout, and then this is what I took and made from hers, and you can see that it made a nice 2-page layout, and my chevron isn't bad, so I'm really happy how this turned out. So I hope you will like and subscribe. I hope you will pop over, maybe try some of Christy's Beautiful Life's sketches. And I will tell you that this, I try to tell you how I cut different things out so that if you want to try them, I'm sure there's probably easier ways to do things, but this is a great layout. It would be great for like sports layouts, the shape of it. So anyway, okay. I hope you like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.